are going to be doing day 1 of TryHackMe's Advent of Cyber. I'm really excited because I will be doing a walkthrough with TryHackMe for their Advent of Cyber in the upcoming days. But to kind of warm myself up, I was like, you know what? We'll do some of the days. We are on day 3. I haven't done day 1, 2, or 3 yet, so we're going to do day 1 together. So this is the Linux Shells and Bells. So we have an amazing walkthrough by Ava right here, which is super awesome. If you need a walkthrough for that, feel free to check it out. She's amazing. But we're going to go through this together. This is my first time reading it, so let's do it. The story. The unthinkable has happened. McSkitty has been kidnapped. Without her, Waresville defenses are faltering, and Christmas itself hangs by a thread. But panic won't save the season. A long road lies ahead to uncover what's truly happened. The TBFC, the best festival company, team has already brainstormed what to do next. And their first lead points to the TBFC Web 01, a Linux server processing Christmas wish lists. Somewhere within its data may lie the truth, traces of McSkitty's final actions, or perhaps the clues to King Malaire's twisted vision for Eastmas. Get it? Eastmas because he's the Easter bunny. Alright, so learning objectives. We're going to learn the basics of Linux through the CLI. We're going to explore its use for personal objectives in IT administration and apply your knowledge to unveil the Christmas mysteries. So here's what we're going to go ahead and do. The VM in split screen plus credentials. So do we need to start the attack box today? Nope. Do you need to start VM today? Yes. Is there a split screen available? Yes. And is there a direct link available? No. Am I given credentials to connect? Yes. Okay. So just kind of read through that, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and start the lab by clicking Start Machine. Afterwards, a screen will pop up. It'll be in split screen. It'll take about 2 minutes to load. We'll just wait patiently. Acknowledge. Okay, we're just gonna wait. We are in the terminal now. Okay, these credentials you don't really need. Disregard them if you're gonna be using the terminal that they provided. Okay, so yes, we have successfully started our virtual machine. So let's move into the tasks. So working with the Linux CLI. But there is no graphical user face on the server. How will we look for clues? Who needs a GUI, a graphical user interface, when we have a Linux CLI or command line interface? It's even better. Okay, so Linux has some powerful command lines, and we're going to go ahead and kind of go through them together. Okay, so not only that, but the most experienced IT and cybersecurity professionals work with CLI every day. So you better get learning. So we're going to go ahead and run our first CLI command, which is we're just going to type in echo hello world, capitalize them. All right, now echo essentially just kind of echoes something back. Like, for example, if you are in a cave and you're like, hello, the cave is like, hello, hello, hello. So echo just kind of prints it out to the screen. So you can see here, we got hello world. Okay, so remember, ls means list. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and list the things that are in our current directory. We can see a bunch of different things. We have our desktop, downloads, music, public, templates, snap, documents, guides, pictures, readme.txt, videos, etc. So there's some files and there's some directories. Directories, by the way, just means folders in Linux. Okay, that's an easy way to remember it. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and do cat. Cat is just a way of just reading files and kind of going in there. So we're going to go ahead and do readme, cat.readme, cat's like the cat, meow. Cat readme.txt to display the content files. So you can see here, for all TBFC members, yesterday spotted yet another exploit on our servers. Not sure what it means, but Waresville is in danger. To be prepared, I'll write the security guide by tomorrow. As a precaution, also hide the guide from plain view. McSkitty. So it looks like McSkitty left a security guide before being kidnapped. It could definitely help. You might have noticed that the guides directory when you ran ls last time, and that's most likely the directory that we need to be in. So we're gonna go ahead and move into that folder. Okay, so that's here the security guides. We're gonna jump into the guides folder and check it out and see if there's anything. Okay, so we're gonna do cd, which means change directory or change folders. We're gonna move into the guides. We are now in the guides. Okay, if we want to list the files that are in this this directory in this folder, we can just do ls. It looks like there's nothing. Okay, it says here it will be empty. So alright, now look for the hidden guide. Oh no, it looks like the guides aren't there. Or are they? In Linux, files and directories can also be hidden from plain sight if they start with a dot symbol. Okay, so .secret.txt. Such a feature is often used by IT administrators to hide system files, by attackers to hide malware, and now by McSkitty to hide the precious guide from the bad bunnies. Bad bunnies. So we're going to go ahead and do ls-la. And that should expose all the files that we have there. As you can see here, .guide.txt starts with a period or starts with a dot, so that means it was hidden. Okay, it says here, the ls shows the additional details, and /a or -a shows a flag, or -a shows hidden files, -l shows additional details. So we can go ahead and kind of run that and go into the file by doing cat again, meow, .txt. Okay, don't forget the leading dot. Boom! So after we do the cat file, after we do the cat command, aka just kind of go in there, claw it, and see what's inside, it says here, I think King Malware from Hopsec Island is preparing for an attack. Not sure what his goal is, but exploits on our server are not good. Be ready to protect Christmas by following the following Linux guide. Check /var/log and grep inside, and let the logs become your guide. Look for eggs and what they want to hide. Check their shells for what's inside. Great job finding this guide. The flag is the following. So we have this right here. I don't know what it is, guys, but okay, copy. I've copied that. In her guide, McSkitty refers to /var/log, a Linux directory where all security events logs are stored. Indeed, every SOC analyst at TBFC will confirm that the best way to find evil bunnies is to check the logs. Log files are typically pretty large, and looking through them with cat, clawing through each and every single one of them is really not ideal. So let's use grep, a command to look for specific text inside of a file. So let's navigate to the logs directory by doing this. cd /var/log. Oh, my Siri. Okay, we are now inside of that directory, aka that folder. So we're going to go ahead and list the files that are in there. Whoa, there's a bunch of stuff right here. I don't know about you guys, but I kind of don't want to go through that. Alright, it says here that we have to use grep. Grep inside of there. So let's do grep. And we're going to go ahead and do it on the, it says here, failed password auth.log. So let's look for that. We're going to look for the failed passwords. Failed password. So right now we're looking inside of a file, and with the command grep, we can look we can look inside of a file, and what grep does is it filters down and it looks for that particular piece of text. So inside of the file auth.log, the authentication or authorization file, we're going to go ahead and look for a text that says failed password. And it should give us something back. So all of these are different instances of failed passwords. Manually scroll big files with cat, get only what's needed with grep. So finding the files. You can see a lot of failed logins on the SOCMIS account, all from the Hopsec location. They were clearly trying to break into the SOCMIS, Wareville's Christmas ordering platform. What if the bad bunnies left some malware there? Let's follow McSkitty's guide and look for exploits and eggshells, and with find, which is a command that searches your files with specific parameters such as /name. So we got a bunch of these. We're going to go ahead and go down here, and we're going to do the find home SOCMIS name, and we're going to look for some egg. Ooh, okay, so it looks like there was a file that has the word egg in it, and it's this one, eggstrike.sh. So in sh, if anything ever ends with sh, that means that it is the extension essentially just means that it is part of a shell script. Shell scripts are the ones that are used in PowerShell, and they're they're used by IT teams to automate things and by attackers to quickly run malicious commands. Let's display the suspicious script content and try to understand it. So remember, we're going to use the cat command. We're going to claw through and look at the file, and it's going to display everything that's inside. So let's do that. Cat extract.sh. Oh shoot! Sorry guys, we gotta move into the directory first. We're not even in the right folder. Of course, it's gonna give us nothing. Okay, so you're gonna do a cd, which is change directory. Okay, we're gonna move from the folder. We're gonna move into the home /sockmas/2025. So we are in that folder now. So if we do ls, aka just kind of list all the options, we can see that the extract file is right there. So let's go ahead and do cat. Okay, we're gonna claw through it and look for everything that's inside, and we're gonna do extract.sh because it's an sh file, and it should give us something back. As can be seen here, here is our script, and it says what our flag is. So here's our flag. Yay! Okay, the lines that start with the hashtags are essentially just comments. Those don't run. Those are actually not commands that run. The cat wishlist.txt/sort or pipe. Sorry guys, that's a pipe. When you're working with commands, those long ones are called pipes. Okay, so cat wishlist.txt pipe sort pipe unique is greater than /tmp/dump.txt. So it's kind of telling us what it all means. rm just kind of means remove, so it deletes it, and mv just means to move it. So we're moving these files, and we're going to be echoing Eastmas is invading. Whew, man. Sir Carabane attacks. Now it is clear that the servers have been breached and that the Christmas wish list has been replaced with an Eastmas one. Although you found no clue what happened to McSkitty, at least you know the attackers were there. You can see how Sir Carabane replaced the wish list by visiting this address right here from the VM's web browser. You can click it by opening the Firefox icon in the desktop. So you see up here we got the little Firefox, so I'm going to go ahead and click it. It might take a while for it to load, but just wait patiently. I got these little mischievous stickers. Look at them. That's how I feel right now. Rather, no, wait. Hold on. I feel like this. Alright, why? Okay. I had to click it again. Okay, so as before, we're going to go ahead and it says here, yeah, he replaced the wish list, and we can visit it by going on this website. So I'm just going to go ahead and paste and go. Welcome to Wareville's Christmas Countdown. This year's most visited Christmas items. Whoa! Looks like it glitched out or something. Whoa! Alright, there are hundreds of CLI commands to view and manage your system. For example, uptime, which kind of tells you how much time the system has been up. We have IP adder, right? It kind of displays the IP address. PSOX to list all the processes. And you can also check the usernames and hash passwords of users, such as McSkitty, by running cat/etc/shadow. So you do need root permissions to see that. That's the really cool thing about Linux. You can literally search up what everyone's username is, and it shows you their passwords, but in a hash form, which is kind of useless. You can't really do much with that. Alright, so we're going to go back into the terminal. And we're going to go ahead and do cat/etc/shadow. Now, it is permission denied. We don't have permission to be in it, but there's something really cool called the root user. Now, the root user is essentially like the most highest of the highest when it comes to different accounts. So, in order to get into, or in order to become like the root user, we can use the sudo switch user, sudo su, and it should take us back. Okay, so you can see right here it says root. We are now root. We are not McSkitty anymore. So let's go ahead and try to run. We can we can return back to McSkitty. We can return back to the old account by just pressing exit, and we're back in it. Okay, we can confirm this by also running the who am I command, which is really silly. I always don't know, people that make Linux, like, that's awesome. Who am I? That's really cool. Alright, so we can go back to it. And we can see, who am I? It shows us that we're the root. Okay. Alright. So we are going to go ahead and go back into here. Bash history. Did you know that every command that you run Okay, hold on, y'all. Did you know that every command you run is saved in a hidden history file, also known as bash history? It is located in every user's home directory. So this is for McSkitty. This one is for root. And you can check it with convenient history command, or just read the files directly with the cat. Let's see if Sir Carrot Bane with his bad bunnies left their traces in history. Familiarize yourself with bash history by running the history command. So let's go ahead and run history. So look at this, kind of tells us who was using what, or who's done what. So we have the who am I, CD, etc., etc. Now, if we want to see, we can also check cat bash history to see all the files, or all the commands that we've used so far. It's really cool, isn't it? I like to use clear to clear out my screen. /root. We can also do a cat bash history. Bash history. Oh my goodness! What? Oh, spelled it wrong. Boom! This is what it gives us. Until we meet again. That looks pretty important. Alright. Which CLI command would you use to list a directory? So remember, to list a directory, or to kind of display all the different files that we have in all the folders, we just use ls. Which command helps you filter the logs for failed logs? So remember, we use the grep one. Grep, essentially, all it does is just kind of filters it all down, and it finds specific text in a file. Now it says here, which command would you run to switch to the root user? We would use sudo su. Okay, so switch user. Finally, which flag did Sir Carrot Bane leave in the root bash history? Remember, I kind of got this from here. I think it's this one. We'll try it out. This is the bash history. Right. So we're going to go ahead and copy. Paste. Okay, for those who consider themselves intermediate and want another challenge, check McSkitty's hidden note. So let's go ahead and check that out. Let's move into there. Come on, y'all. We gotta do it. McSkitty. Documents. LSLA. Alright, we'll do cat read me please .txt. There are 3 hidden Easter eggs. They combine to form the passcode to open my encrypted vault. Okay. I ride with your session, not with your chest of files. Open the little bag your shell carries when you arrive. The tree shows today, the rings remember yesterday. Read the ledger's older pages. Then pixels, sheep, their tails sometimes whisper plain words. Listen to the tale. Find the fragments, join them in order, and use the resulting passcode to decrypt the message I left. Be careful, I had to be quick, and I only left enough to help. So definitely, if you guys want to check that out, I would, Yay! I earned 1 Advent of ticket, one Advent of Cyber ticket. Yay! So, really cool. By the way, Echo is a really cool thing that has just been released. It is currently in beta, so it's free to use. I'd highly recommend using it. So in case if you have any questions or anything, definitely a cool thing to do. So that was room 1. Hopefully that helped out a little bit. Oh my gosh, I was recording for 20 minutes. Goodness gracious, my computer's about to explode. Alright, anyways, bye guys!